Alright, I want to start this off with the little temperature deal there. It has been hotter actually. In the last week or week and a half, it has been pretty daggum hot and dry. No rain. And the humidity feels really high, although they're saying it's only in the 20% range. You sure don't feel like it, but it's been hot. Very, very hot. I haven't done an update in about 2 weeks, and got a lot going on. There's some basil that's fixing to go out. I've already got some basil out already that I started earlier, and some dill and things. This is my pink tie-dye, the one that had the mega bloom on it. It's blooming. Actually, it's got some tomatoes started. They've got blossom end rot though, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be enjoying a tomato from the mega bloom. But due to this heat and stress and watering and all that, that brings on that blossom end rot. I've got one other plant out in the earth boxes that has it as well, and I'm dealing with that as best I can. The key is stress, dealing with the stress, watering, heat, bugs. That's really the only way to do anything about it other than force feed it. This is that Super Sue, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's loaded down with some tomatoes. Doing really well, looking good. No signs of blossom end rot on this one, which is good. We're looking good. The taters are still going. Got a bunch of ants on them. I'll have to do something about that. It's that Cherokee purple I put in the container, the self-watering container. Been having to keep on this thing with water. It just seems like it's not getting the water it needs from way down in the bottom up to about where the roots are in the plant. So I've been having to kind of water. I keep the reservoir filled, but I'm having to water through the top a little bit. Once the roots get down in there and it gets bigger, I think I can just water it from below. Here's some of the basil I've got out. They've been doing very well. I've trimmed them quite a bit, as a matter of fact. They like this heat. It's some oregano. It's done very well. Unfortunately, my roses sure haven't. They got attacked by some type of insect. I've been gone for a couple days. Had a really bad time for the garden to be gone, but I come back and they were just stripped. I mean, that quick. Same thing happened with my cabbage. I've been keeping on my cabbage, and I actually sprayed it with pyrethrin just in anticipation of some bugs. I got back, and one of them was half completely skeletonized, so I panicked. I sprayed it with some BT because it was just covered with those loopers, the cabbage loopers. And I've never seen so many at one time arrive so fast. And I sprayed it that evening. It slowed it down for about half a day, and then I came back out and it was 75% skeletonized. So the cabbage I'm going to probably give up on, because it's just not the right time of year really to be having them at that point anyway. That was kind of an experiment that I let go as long as I could. The shallots are doing great, really good, really going to town, and they've really grown, and they keep sprouting. So they're apparently the heat's not bothering them. The earthbox tomatoes, they're doing much better. I think now that it's gotten hot, it's not staying as damp in the boxes. They're drinking the heck out of water. I'm putting 2 gallons a day in each container on average. And they're moving right along, and I've only had so far, across my fingers, one plant that has blossom end rot. I had to remove about 4 tomatoes from it. But I did give it a little bit of some of that soluble lime, just a little bit, because that stuff's so strong and caustic. And just to give them a little bit of an extra boost of calcium. But all in all, they're looking good. I had another mega bloom, as a matter of fact, on one of these. and it's growing. I'm not sure if I can remember which one it was, or if I can even show it. Let me see. Yeah, it's this one here. See that one with the big holes, and it's several tomatoes growing together there. That was another mega bloom I found about a couple weeks ago, and it did take, and it's an ugly tomato, but hey, it's a tomato. I've got some problems with bugs. Bugs have just been, I can't hardly keep up with the bugs. I tell you, I spray and they just keep coming and keep coming. So it's really been, I've sprayed more stuff in a short amount of time than I've sprayed in a whole year in some cases. Just trying to keep them down. And of course you got the cicadas. They're everywhere. I come out and they land and hit you in the head. And I imagine you can hear that sound in the background. I mean, they are so loud. They are just these loud animal beasts, you know. Peppers are doing good that I put out. Got my little watering container spikes in there now. We've picked a bunch of cucumbers, probably a dozen, and I've got plenty more to pick that they're up to. These are these pearl cucumber. They have a lighter flavor, really good. You don't even have to peel them, to be honest. Well, as you can see, they're just everywhere. Another pepper, I had to put up a piece of fence to keep it from coming out and strangling this pepper here. And I've got slicing cucumbers as well, your typical green 8-10 inch. They're just not coming out as quick right now. I think I've pretty well just about eliminated this leaf problem here. Having to keep it watered really good because, you know, I mean, this is putting them cucumbers out. And another pepper with another spike. These pink containers you're seeing, those are my ant traps. Ants. I've never seen so many ants in a season like this. They are just everywhere. They're on everything. They're not really hurting the plants too much, but they're a nuisance, and they do corral the aphids and cause problems. So trying to keep those ants down, I can hardly keep them down. Hey, I can't complain. I mean, it's hotter than heck. Tomatoes are starting to grow out of their funk a little bit here, getting strong. I'm going to go ahead and start trimming these bottom leaves. I just didn't want to do it earlier on. I just didn't want to over prune. That really helps bring on that blossom end rot. You know, that's just another thing that can stress them out and cause them to get that blossom end rot. So I've been wanting to let them grow a little better. They're not hanging on the ground, but they're all just kind of in need of a good trim and some suckering. You know, this is a case where I will do some suckering because it's starting to get a little too thick in there, and it does need that airflow, and where I can get in there and spray and whatnot. And then here's my little ant containers I made. That's just borax and sugar, 50-50 mix, and a little bit of water. And it kills them. It definitely works, but you got to keep replenishing it and keep on it, and keep the water, rain out of it and stuff. Of course, we ain't had any rain in, I can't remember. Well, we've had a little sprinkle here and there, and that's about it. Anything else? I think that's about it. I don't have a whole lot of plants. To be honest, I mean, I mainly grow tomatoes right now, but next year I'm putting in 4 brand new 4x8 boxes, so I'll have a ton of stuff next year. Hopefully I can get all that done in the fall. Well, we got some flowers to show. We got, you know, aside from being a skeleton plant, I mean, these things have come out beautiful. This is coleus that I've been growing for 3 or 4 years now, and it's gotten to the point where it don't mind the sun, which is pretty rare with the coleus plant. They don't like that full sun very well. We put in a Rose of Sharon back, I don't know, a month ago, and that thing is really taken off. We've got some other little plants that the wife wanted to put out. They're more of a shade-loving type plant, but maybe they'll do okay. This is the front of the house in the afternoon, so they don't get a lot of sun until about midday. You know, just your typical. I'm surprised these pansies are still hanging on with the heat, but they're hanging in there, barely. But anyway, there's a quick walk around update. It's been a couple weeks. A lot has happened in those 2 weeks. But I gotta say, probably the biggest thing I'm gonna remember this year is the bugs. I mean, I can say that already. It's just been just an unbelievable year for bugs. And they're really hard to keep down. You gotta stay on it. That being gone for 2 days, I came back to a lot of damage in just 2 days, and I've been spraying. So, what a year for bugs. But I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Everybody else's gardens that I've been looking out there are looking great. So I think it'll be a good year. It's going to be a hot one. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.